Welcome! Today, we are diving deep into one of the most powerful principles of success, the incredible power of the words I am. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Napoleon Hill, we'll explore how these two simple words hold the key to transforming your mindset, reprogramming your subconscious, and creating the life you truly desire. If you want to take control of your destiny and unlock your fullest potential, this is the message you need to hear. Make sure you watch until the end to absorb every insight and start applying these principles immediately. If you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, share with others who need to hear this, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel ** for more powerful lessons on success and personal growth. Your journey to greatness begins with what you say to yourself. Let's get started. The two most powerful words in the human language are I am. Whatever follows those words becomes a declaration, a command issued directly to your subconscious mind, which then works tirelessly to bring that statement into reality. This is not merely poetic language or motivational jargon. This is the fundamental principle upon which the entire machinery of the human mind operates. The subconscious mind does not question. It does not judge whether something is true or false, right or wrong, possible or impossible. It accepts every statement, especially those charged with emotion and repetition, as truth and seeks ways to manifest it into form. When you declare, I am successful, your subconscious mind immediately begins organizing your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions to align with the image of success. It starts filtering your perceptions, attracting the right people, recognizing the right opportunities, and driving you toward choices that reinforce success. Conversely, when one casually utters phrases like I am unlucky, I am not good enough, or I am a failure, they unknowingly set into motion forces that sabotage their own growth. These are not innocent remarks. They are commands that bind the speaker to mediocrity, fear, and limitation. Your I am is the blueprint of your destiny. This is why every man or woman who has ever risen to greatness has first transformed their internal identity. They decided who they were, long before the world ever saw the evidence of that decision. Look closely, and you will find this truth reflected in the story of every industrial titan, political leader, inventor, philosopher, or millionaire. Long before wealth appeared, before success materialized, there was first a quiet, resolute decision: I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is the root. All else is the fruit. Understand this truth: if you do not consciously decide who you are, the world will decide for you. Society, circumstances, past failures, and the opinions of others will rush in to fill the vacuum. They will hand you a script, one of fear, limitation, and small thinking, unless you boldly claim your own. This is the formula of all transformation: thought, identity, action, result. But the gateway to identity is the simple, commanding statement, I am. Begin today. Declare with boldness, I am success. I am strength. I am wealth. I am a magnet for opportunity. I am the architect of my life. Repeat it not once, but daily. Write it. Speak it. Believe it. Let it sink deep into your consciousness until it becomes the very fabric of your being. Remember this great truth: the most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Guard it. Shape it. Master it. Because ultimately, what you declare yourself to be is what you will inevitably become. It is an unchanging, universal truth. Thoughts are the seeds of reality. But thoughts alone are not enough. They must be spoken, energized, and backed by belief in order to influence the subconscious mind and shape the external world. When you speak the words I am, you are engaging the highest form of creation available to any human being. These words are not casual sounds, they are commands. Each time you declare I am, you are issuing an order to both your subconscious mind and to the unseen forces that govern the universe. Every success story begins this way. Before the world ever recognizes a person as successful, wealthy, powerful, or influential, that person has already declared it internally. They have spoken it into existence. They have aligned their identity, their thoughts, and their words with the life they intend to create. Words are carriers of vibration. Modern science confirms what ancient wisdom has taught for centuries. Sound has frequency, and frequency shapes physical matter. This is not mystical speculation, it is observable reality. Your words emit a frequency that affects both your inner psychology and the world around you. When you repeatedly say, I am prosperous, I am healthy, I am confident, your subconscious mind receives those declarations as absolute truth. It begins to rearrange your beliefs, your habits, and your perceptions to match that identity. Your mind becomes attuned to notice opportunities, to reject anything that contradicts that identity, and to take action in alignment with it. On the other hand, most people misuse this power without realizing it. They carelessly say, "I am tired, I am unlucky, I am not good with money," and their subconscious obediently constructs a reality that proves those statements true. The subconscious does not judge, it simply accepts whatever you feed it with consistency and emotion. Your words are creative tools. They are seeds. Each spoken "I am" plants something in the soil of your mind. What grows depends entirely on what you plant. If you speak limitation, limitation grows. If you speak abundance, abundance grows. If you speak failure, failure grows. If you speak strength and success, strength and success grow. This law is impersonal. It is always in operation, whether you are conscious of it or not. It does not matter whether you believe it or not. It is as constant as the law of gravity. The most successful individuals in every field are those who have mastered this principle. They carefully guard their speech. They refuse to speak defeat. They refuse to speak doubt. They consciously and deliberately speak the identity they desire to embody. This is the essence of conscious creation. The disciplined, intentional use of words, especially the words "I am," reshapes the mind, reshapes habits, reshapes reality. Begin each day by declaring who you choose to be. Speak it with conviction. "I am disciplined. I am focused. I am capable. I am a magnet for success." Guard your words throughout the day. When a negative thought arises, counter it immediately with an empowering "I am" statement. Do not allow careless speech to sabotage your progress. The universe does not respond to what you wish for. It responds to what you believe and consistently declare. Speak life, and life will respond. Speak defeat, and defeat will respond. There is no neutrality in this law. If you truly desire to transform your life, you must first transform your inner conversation. Because the words you speak are not merely descriptions of your life. They are the architects of your destiny. The subconscious mind is the seat of power within every human being. It governs 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It is the silent architect of your reality. Whatever you impress upon it, whether consciously or unconsciously, it accepts as truth and works tirelessly to bring into form. Most people live their entire lives governed by patterns they did not choose. They are prisoners of childhood conditioning, past failures, the opinions of others, and the limitations of their environment. Without knowing it, they repeat phrases such as "I am not good enough," "I am always unlucky," or "I am not smart enough." And with each repetition, these statements are recorded deep within the subconscious, shaping every decision, every action, and every result. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between truth and falsehood. It does not evaluate whether something is helpful or harmful. It simply obeys the instructions it is given, especially those instructions accompanied by strong emotion and repetition. This is why the words "I am" are so critical. When spoken with intention, they become the primary tool for rewriting the programs that have governed your life up until now. If the mind has been programmed for scarcity, it can be reprogrammed for abundance. If it has been programmed for fear, it can be reprogrammed for confidence. If it has been programmed for failure, it can be reprogrammed for success. The mechanism is simple, but it demands consistency and belief. Through the daily, disciplined use of affirmations beginning with "I am," you send new instructions to the subconscious. Over time, the old, limiting programs are weakened, and the new empowering programs become dominant. This process is not instantaneous. Just as it takes time for a seed to grow into a tree, it takes time and repetition for new mental patterns to take root. But once they do, your actions, your decisions, and even your circumstances begin to change in ways that often seem miraculous to those who do not understand the principle at work. Reprogramming the subconscious is not merely about positive thinking. It is about creating a new identity. When you consistently declare, "I am disciplined. I am confident. I am wealthy. I am worthy," you are no longer merely hoping for change, you are embodying it. Over time, the subconscious accepts this new identity as the absolute truth. It then organizes your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and perceptions to align perfectly with that identity. You will begin to notice new opportunities that you were once blind to. You will instinctively make better decisions. People and circumstances that support your growth will appear. This is not luck. This is the predictable result of mental reprogramming. Most importantly, understand this. If you do not deliberately program your subconscious mind, it will continue running the old programs, many of which were installed by accident, by fear, by doubt, and by the opinions of others. The choice is always yours. Begin today. Write down the identity you choose to embody. Speak it aloud every morning and every night. Feel the truth of those words as if they were already your reality. Refuse to speak anything contrary to that identity. Because the greatest truth you will ever learn is this: you become what you consistently say you are. The subconscious does not argue. It only executes. If you desire wealth, say, I am wealth. If you desire success, say, I am success. If you desire strength, say, I am strength. And in time, the outer world will conform to match the new image you have installed within. The greatest battles of life are not fought in the marketplace, in the economy, or in external circumstances. They are fought quietly, daily, in the private conversations you have with yourself. If you are careless in these inner conversations, you unknowingly become the architect of your own limitations. Every time you say, I am, followed by any description, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. That seed will grow. Whether the fruit is bitter or sweet depends entirely upon the nature of what you plant. The vast majority of people wander through life unaware of this power. They speak carelessly, allowing fear, doubt, and negativity to infiltrate their language. Statements like I am tired, I am not lucky, I am a failure, or I am not good at this, uttered with no awareness of their destructive force. The subconscious mind is always listening. It cannot take a joke. It does not distinguish sarcasm from sincerity. Whatever you repeatedly affirm about yourself, it records, accepts, and then works tirelessly to prove true. This is why mental vigilance is not optional. It is mandatory for anyone who desires success, wealth, happiness, and fulfillment. You must guard your I am statements with the same seriousness you would guard your physical safety. Just as you would not willingly ingest poison, you must refuse to speak words that poison your future. This discipline is not easy. Negativity is common. Complaining is a habit of the masses. But the uncommon individual, the person who rises above mediocrity, is the one who develops mastery over their inner speech. When you catch yourself saying or thinking a negative I am statement, you must immediately reject it. Cancel it. Replace it with the opposite truth. If you hear yourself say, I am always failing, replace it with, I am learning. I am growing. I am destined for success. This is not denial. It is the conscious decision to direct your mind toward solutions instead of problems. Understand this clearly. The mind cannot hold two conflicting identities for long. The dominant identity will always win. If you consistently declare weakness, fear, and failure, that identity becomes stronger. But if you flood your mind with declarations of strength, confidence, and success, the old patterns eventually dissolve. This is the very reason why most people never break free from cycles of lack and limitation. They reinforce the very conditions they wish to escape by the careless use of language. Without realizing it, they become prisoners of their own words. But the reverse is also true. Just as negative words create negative results, positive declarations, when backed by belief and repetition, become the foundation of a transformed life. The key principle is this: be ruthless in guarding your identity. Refuse to attach I am to anything that does not represent the future you desire. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not the labels others may have placed upon you. You are only what you decide to declare yourself to be from this moment forward. Speak only what you desire to manifest. Replace carelessness with consciousness. Make your I am statement sacred. Because ultimately, your identity is the foundation upon which every result in your life is built. One of the most profound yet misunderstood principles of success is the law of attraction. Simply put, you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. This law operates constantly and relentlessly, responding to the energy and identity you project through your I am statements. Your subconscious mind emits a frequency based on the beliefs and emotions you carry. This frequency acts like a magnet, drawing people, circumstances, and opportunities that match it. When you say, I am confident, you send out a signal that aligns with confidence, prompting your mind to recognize chances that others miss and inspiring you to act boldly. When you declare, I am worthy, you open the door for respect, success, and abundance to enter your life. Conversely, if you say, I am unlucky, I am poor, or I am powerless, you inadvertently broadcast scarcity, defeat, and limitation. Your subconscious will unconsciously filter your experiences to prove these declarations true, thus perpetuating the very conditions you wish to avoid. This principle explains why many people struggle despite having clear desires. They may want wealth, health, or happiness, but their inner dialogue contradicts their goals. The words and thoughts they repeat, whether consciously or unconsciously, are programming their reality, and the law of attraction responds accordingly. Mastery of this law begins with mastery over your I am statements. Every declaration you make must be deliberate, consistent, and filled with unwavering belief. Through this conscious control, you transform yourself into a powerful magnet for the life you desire. Understand that this is not magic or wishful thinking. It is a natural law as consistent as gravity. The universe is impartial and responds only to the vibrations you emit. Therefore, your responsibility is to cultivate the right vibration by carefully choosing your words and the identity you claim. To harness the law of attraction effectively, be vigilant of your I am declarations. Replace any negative or limiting statements with positive affirmations. Visualize and feel the reality of your statements as if they already exist. Persist in your declarations with faith and discipline. As you do this, you will notice subtle shifts in your environment and circumstances. Doors will open, relationships will improve, and opportunities will appear seemingly out of nowhere. These are the responses of a universe that recognizes and aligns with your chosen identity. Remember, you are not a passive recipient of fate, but an active creator of your experience. The law of attraction rewards those who understand and respect the power of I am. Persistence and faith are not merely qualities one either has or lacks, they are the direct outcomes of a deeply held identity. This identity is forged through the deliberate, consistent, and conscious use of the two most powerful words in human language, I am. It is through these words that the mind receives its most important instructions that shape your character, influence your emotions, and determine the course of your life. The power of persistence lies not in sheer willpower alone, but in the belief system that underpins it. When you say, I am disciplined, you send a message to your subconscious mind that discipline is your nature, not an occasional effort. The subconscious accepts this and aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions to reflect this identity. Over time, this makes persistence effortless because your mind expects you to continue regardless of challenges or setbacks. Faith, likewise, is inseparable from the I am principle. Faith is not wishful thinking or blind hope. It is a confident certainty rooted in self-identification. When you declare, I am successful, you are programming your subconscious mind to expect success, which in turn strengthens your faith that your efforts will bear fruit. This faith acts as a bridge between your current reality and the reality you are determined to create. Without such faith and persistence, most people succumb to obstacles, giving up when faced with difficulties or delayed results. But when your identity is firmly rooted in I am declarations, your subconscious mind provides a reservoir of strength and motivation to keep moving forward. Consider the stories of all great achievers. They were not the ones who had an easier path or fewer failures. Rather, they were those who saw themselves as conquerors before conquest. They repeatedly declared to themselves and to the universe that they were strong, capable, and destined for victory. This self-declaration created an inner conviction that refused to be shaken by temporary setbacks. The I am statements serve as a lever, magnifying your mental and emotional energy. They transform you from a person who hopes to succeed into a person who knows they will succeed. This shift from hope to certainty alters every decision, every action, and every reaction. It is important to understand that persistence is not stubbornness, nor is faith a denial of reality. Both are the conscious choices to focus on the desired identity and the desired outcome regardless of current appearances. When you say, I am confident, you do not deny fear, but you refuse to be controlled by it. When you say, I am wealthy, you do not deny your current lack, but you are steadfast in your belief that wealth is your inevitable future. This is the transformative power of I am. It creates a mental and emotional framework that supports relentless effort and unwavering belief. It turns obstacles into stepping stones and failures into lessons. It sustains the spirit through long journeys and uncertain times. Begin each day by affirming your chosen identity with conviction and emotion. Speak aloud, write down, and internalize statements like, I am persistent. I am resilient. I am worthy of success. I am capable of overcoming any challenge. I am unstoppable in pursuit of my goals. Let these affirmations become part of your subconscious programming. Let them guide your thoughts and actions. Let them be the foundation upon which your faith and persistence stand. In doing so, you tap into a power far greater than willpower or chance. You harness the creative energy that shapes destinies. You become the master of your own fate. Remember, the road to success is often long and arduous. It is the person who embraces the I am with faith and persistence who ultimately claims the victory. Thank you for watching and taking the time to explore the incredible power of the words I am with me. Remember, the thoughts you nurture and the words you speak shape your reality, so choose them wisely and use them deliberately. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with anyone who could benefit from these principles, and leave a comment below sharing your own experiences or what you plan to declare to yourself moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights that will help you unlock your full potential and achieve lasting success. Your journey starts now. Speak your truth, own your power, and watch your life transform.